Welcome to Learn with Sawgrass. I'm Rhonda and I'm the Education Manager here at Sawgrass. We hope through our content to give you everything you need to succeed with Sawgrass. We're going to teach you about our printers, we're going to talk to you about our inks, we're going to tell you a whole lot about our software, we're going to tell you about what makes Sawgrass different and so special, and then we're also hopefully going to offer you some inspiration and also some tips to grow your business. So you're going to find that here in YouTube, in the Sawgrass Academy. Keep an eye on especially our Quick Tips playlist and also our Learn with Sawgrass playlist. We're going to drop a lot of content for you to help you succeed. Now, you are going to find us here in YouTube live every Wednesday afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern. And then I'm also going to pre-record some workshops just like this one to drop in for you as well. So keep an eye on those channels. If you're not seeing the content you want or the content you need, please leave it in the comments. We'll be glad to address that and add that for you. And of course, if you have any questions, we'll answer those too. So let's go ahead and get started. So I said that one of the things we do is we offer you content to hopefully help improve your business. And today's is going to be a very important one. It's something that every small business has to learn, and it's something that small businesses often struggle with. And that's going to be the art and the science of product pricing, because that's going to be very important for you. Making sure that you have a price that covers all of your expenses and is one that's going to make you a little extra money, and then also is going to be something that's going to be appealing to the buyer. So let's go ahead and jump right into that. So let's talk about why pricing is so critical to your business. Pricing determines your profitability, your sustainability, the perceived quality of your product, and ultimately it's going to determine whether you survive or not. If you don't feel like you have a great handle on pricing, you're not alone. Underpricing is the #1 mistake that businesses make in the personalization industry. One thing that I need you to understand is that if you are busy, but if you are not making a profit, you don't really have a business, you just have a hobby. And you're giving away a product at a lower price than what's going to help you be able to survive. Okay, so when you start to look at pricing, the first thing you need to consider is your direct cost. The things that you actually need for the particular product that you're making. So that's going to be your blank, that's going to be the ink it needs, that's going to be the paper, that's going to be the tape. And then once that product is made, now we have to consider the packing materials, the boxes, if the shipping comes on your side of it, the shipping cost, all of that is going to be the direct cost. The next thing you need to consider is the labor. Don't skimp on the labor. It's not just the time it takes you to hit print and to press, it's also any material prep that you need to do. It's preparing the files. It's the time of getting all that together. It's the consultations with a customer for personalization. All of that needs to be considered in your labor. From the second you start talking to the customer to the second you ship it, all of that is within your labor cost, and everything that you do between those 2 points in time is part of your labor cost. So always remember to consider that. The next piece is going to be the overhead, the space that you're using, the utilities that it takes to run it, any extra electricity because of the press, because of the printer. Those things are part of your overhead cost. Maintenance fees, website fees, software fees that you may have, subscriptions that you need for artwork. All of those things are part of your overhead. So when you look at the total cost of what it costs you to make a product, you're going to combine those three things. You're going to add in your direct cost plus your labor plus your overhead, and make sure you don't skimp on those 3 because all of those add up to the cost of what it's taking to make that end product. Okay, so let's talk about creating a profitable price for your product. So we're going to take that cost. So in this case, we just said it, it's going to be, we're going to look at the direct cost of what you need for this particular product, your labor to produce it, and then your overhead. You're going to add those 3 numbers together and that's your cost. Now you're going to mark that up. At a minimum, you're going to multiply that cost times 2 to get your final price. At a minimum. Now there are going to be times and reasons why you may want to mark that up more. We're going to talk about those in just a minute, but as a rule of thumb, your margin, meaning the distance between or the difference between the cost that you're getting and the price that you're selling it at, is your margin. That's your profit margin. Your profit margin should be at a minimum 50%, and then anywhere from 50 to 70% as a normal amount. Most everything you do is going to be what we call retail. You are selling a set number to someone and then that's a finished product. You're not selling something that then they're going to be doing something else too. So this is what we call a retail pricing strategy. So how do you compare your price and set your price against the market? Well, the first thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to do some research. Now, I caution you against, if you are selling locally, don't necessarily only look at online selling platforms. You have something locally that they don't have online, and that's going to be easy accessibility. So you don't want to necessarily match online, but it is something you want to take into consideration. So you're definitely going to want to look at Etsy. You're going to look at local stores that sell similar products. You're going to want to wander around local craft markets and see who has similar products or products that do something similar and how they price as well. You don't necessarily want to immediately match the lowest price. That's not necessarily where you want to be. For one thing, their pricing strategy may be off. So they may not be taking all of the cost into considerations. So you want to make sure that you're really taking all of this and looking at it as a piece. Now, there are things that people are going to just naturally pay more for. One thing they're going to pay more for is unique products and then also unique artwork. So if you're doing something that no one else is doing, that immediately is going to be something that you could charge more for and people are going to pay more for. We know that personalization can raise the price by about 20%, and people are happy paying that. So if you have artwork that is unique and you're doing products that are personalized, that's already giving you an advantage and something that people will pay more for. What else will people pay more for? Convenience. If you're able to do drop-offs, if you're able to do things quickly, those are going to add to the value. Also, just good old customer service, good quality, great blanks, quality blanks that are going to last. All of these are things that are worth more. Think about what you pay more for. You don't pay more for something that's generic or like what everyone else does and is the lowest value, but you will pay more for things that are at a higher quality. So as you're designing, as you're printing and pressing, keep those things in mind because they are your differentiators and people will pay more for a good quality product. I can also tell you that if you are using VersaFlex, you already are at an advantage because you're able to do something that no one else is doing. VersaFlex fills a gap. It provides a product that you're not really seeing anywhere else. So we already know that as long as it stays that way and you're the only VersaFlex seller in your area, you are going to be able to charge a little bit more for VersaFlex products as well. So what are some things that you can do pricing wise to help your business grow? First of all, don't compete solely on price. No one ever wins a price war. Trust me. Someone's going to drop their price. They're going to feel that they're okay with that, or they're still making enough money even if they aren't. So let's take price and being the lowest price aside. So then what matters? Your quality matters. The uniqueness of your designs, the uniqueness of your products, making things that fit a niche that no one else is making. Your service is also going to matter. Your speed is going to matter. And if I haven't said it yet, quality is going to be extremely, extremely important. Another thing to consider is doing tiered pricing. Now, you can do this a couple of different ways. With a lot of our stuff, we say that it's low volume runs, but there are some that you're doing bigger sets of. So we've talked about it. It's the difference between making a shirt for one basketball parent and making shirts for all the parents of the basketball team. So you can do quantity discounts, bring that price down if they're able to bring other people in. You also may want to consider tiered pricing. Have basic designs, have premium designs. Charge accordingly. Never forget the importance of rush fees. People will pay them. If you have a holiday cutoff and someone wants to order after that and you can squeeze it in, that's fine, but they need to pay an extra $25 to $50 if it's something that warrants that. It may be $5 or $10 depending on the item. But you can charge rush fees. You can bundle as well. These are all ways that you can get extra sales and add to your ultimate profit. The other thing to remember is that your price today does not have to be your price tomorrow. I've heard of the strategy, especially with home-based businesses, that when you're starting out, don't price as if you're premium because you don't have the experience. You are going to be probably a little bit slower and you haven't got everything figured out yet. But as your demand grows and as you have more and more customers, this is when you can raise your price. This is when you can charge more, and please don't ever feel bad about doing that. Okay, so let's talk about some common errors that people make when they price. The first, I've already said it, I've said it before, I'll say it again, not charging fully for your labor. Your time is important. The other thing is paying yourself last. Don't do that. The business doesn't exist without you. If you are stressed, if you're not making enough money, you're more likely to make mistakes. You're more likely to snap at people and have a little bit of poor customer service. So please take care of yourself. This is a business and you are an employee. Make sure that you're paying yourself, not last, but first. Another mistake that people make is they look for the lowest price on Etsy and they match it. Don't do that. Just because it's the lowest price does not mean that it's the accurate price. So don't set your price against the lowest. Add those values into your service to make it worth paying a little bit more for. The other thing to do is make sure that you're covering the cost of all of your expenses. Now, I mentioned labor. That's an important one, but you have to also consider the cost of your ink. You have to consider the cost of the paper. Don't skimp on those things to bring your price down. Make sure that you're giving the correct and best quality by using genuine sawgrass ink, by using high quality paper. These are things that are going to be important because quality is what people pay for. So make sure that you're taking that into consideration. You are doing those things to cut costs where you can. Ganging and nesting is a big one. doing those things to be efficient, buying in bulk when you talk about shipping supplies, but don't forget those things when you're calculating your overall price. When you do something extra, charge for it, period. If someone has 5 revisions after a certain point, it's your policy to start charging for revisions. If someone wants a lot of custom work done to the design, that's going to be something you're going to charge for. Rush fees, that's something you're going to charge for. If they place an order after you're cut off, charge for it. Don't feel bad about this. These are all parts of doing business. And so make sure that you're charging for the things that you're doing, because the only person who's getting shortchanged in this is going to be you if you're doing things and you're not charging for them. And finally, to go back to what I said at the beginning, just because you're busy doesn't mean you're profitable. Track everything, save where you can, take care of yourself, make sure that you're clocking in and clocking out. This is going to be very important. It's the easiest way to track your labor cost. How much time are you devoting to this product or to this project? Is it worth it? Figure that out. Cut those products from your lineup that are labor intensive. That's going to be an easy way to save, because you do need to remember to charge more for things that take you more time. All right, that's it. Hopefully I didn't get on to you too much or make you wiggle in your seat a little too much there. But what I want you to do is make sure that you're pricing in a way where things will sell and where they will make that 50 to 70% profit margin that you need to make. Make sure that you're getting that 50 to 70% profit margin that will help your business be a success and help your business grow as well. All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me here at Learn with Sawgrass. Again, if you have any questions, if there's anything you want to see that we haven't covered yet, drop it in the comments. Keep checking our YouTube channel. We'll continue to add more content. That's it for today. Bye-bye.